The Church of Scientology is desperate to prevent the public from learning about their dirtiest secrets, and there are a lot of them. Every time I look at a Scientology story, my first reaction is, A, what in the world are we doing giving them a tax break for a cult? It is a cult of crazy people. That's what we have here. So what's their latest thing now?
You've got Danny Masterson, who most people recognize from that 70s show. A couple years ago was arrested. Multiple women accused him of rape. So he is awaiting charges. But the Church of Scientology says, well, hold up now. Because the women who have accused him were also in Scientology. They're no longer in Scientology. And we have a very strict policy that says if you accuse anybody of anything, you have to go to our arbitrators. So you cannot sue him in court. You cannot file these criminal charges. You have to go to basically the judge of Scientology.
Arbitration. Yeah. We want you to come before our judge because that's what you signed up for. And let me tell you something. If the Supreme Court allows this, it busts open the idea of arbitration. Arbitration has already taken away people's rights. But if SCOTUS says, yeah, you sign that, we're going to allow the Scientology judges to determine what happens here.
That is absolutely terrifying because, as you pointed out, we already have other countries. Actually, Russia led the way on this, saying we're not going to recognize you as an actual religion anymore because you're not legitimate. There's nothing religious about you. This is, as Russia defined it, this is a cult.
It's absolutely a cult. Well, I mean, let's call it what it is. You had L. Ron Hubbard, which the guy was pursued all over the world for fraud, wire fraud, every kind of fraud you can imagine. L. Ron Hubbard had to live his life on a ship. His ship was his headquarters where he sailed all around the world because he was a fraud. And what I think is most interesting is the headquarters, the biggest headquarters is Hemet, California. If you look at why did you go to California? Well, because we thought we could get a lot of people in our cult in California. That seems to be true. As I look at this story, did you see the thing with the E-meter?
I'm familiar with those.
The E-meter is this electric testing that they bring in people like Lee Remini, who has the TV show. Yeah. She left the cult. She's the one that's exposing the cult for all the crazies that are out there. But the E-meter is a way that they would put you with an E-meter and you would have an auditor, and the auditor tests your skin, and the auditor then makes up ideas of what you're thinking about. You're thinking about leaving Scientology. You're thinking about this. And these people are so damn impressionable when they're tested that they walk out of there thinking, oh my God, I have all of these problems. And then if the E-meter doesn't go well, then they put them in the hole. The hole is a place where it's a place of punishment, where they keep them there until they come around and be a good Scientologist.
Well, people love to compare the U.S. government to Big Brother from 1984, but what you're describing here is literally from 1984, putting people in these little torture chambers until they believe the things that they are supposed to believe. And it goes far beyond just this Danny Masterson rape case with the Church of Scientology. There's some great law firms out there that are representing victims who claim that they were recruited as children, trafficked basically, and forced to work slave labor on some of these, the boats that you're talking about, getting into engine tanks without any protective gear and scrubbing it at 6 years old.
Yeah, Farron, I had to learn a lot about them because we clients would call us, one in particular. One client called, she had St. Clearwater, Florida, they have a big Scientology organization. And she was held captive, could not leave the building. Her family couldn't get her out of there. Her lawyers couldn't get her out of there. Held captives. And, the truth is, part of being held captive is they take all the person's assets too. They tell the person, you may not communicate with anybody who is not part of our Scientology organization. That happened to this woman. All of her assets were stolen from her. She was put in this confinement in place right there in St. Petersburg. And what they would do is they actually have monitors that follow these people around even on the grounds. They have locked doors, places they can't go. They have internet filtering. They have telephone filtering. And so the point is, who in the hell says, yeah, this is a good idea? Apparently, California, it is the home and the epicenter for the Scientologists. I'm looking for the case. I'm simply looking for the case to bust these people up in a big way, and we may be onto one right now.